Welcome to Finding Holiness, where we delve into timeless Torah wisdom, revealing the sacred in everyday moments. Join us on a journey to elevate your spirituality and discover holiness in every aspect of life. I'm your host, Rabbi David Kadosh, and together, let's embark on a path of spiritual exploration. I hope you enjoy this next episode. Good morning. I was sent a touching and heartwarming thought yesterday by a good friend of mine and member of our synagogue, from a rabbi in Tel Aviv, that I wanted to share with you. In the book of Bereshit, there's a famous story that we all know of Akedat Yitzchak. At the beginning of the story, it appears at the pasuk, Vayhi achare hadevarim ha'ele ve'ha'elokim nisa et Abraham. And it came to pass after these things, and Hashem tested Abraham. It appears that the Torah attributes a test of the Akedah only to Abraham and not to Yitzchak. Nisa et Abraham. This is very strange. After all, Yitzchak was 37 years old at the time of the binding and went to be slaughtered at Hashem's command with joy, with a complete heart. As the Torah testifies, Vayelechu shenehem yachdav. They both went together. Even though he understood that he was going to be slaughtered, they both went together with an equal heart, willingly and happily. So if so, why is the Akedah, the binding attempt, attributed only to Abraham and not to Abraham and Yitzchak together? There is no doubt that Yitzchak also stood the test, but the experience of Yitzchak is not similar to the experience of his father Abraham. Yitzchak's experience is one of devotion to do God's will, and it's a great, enormous experience, but it's for that moment only. We have already witnessed many times throughout history, many Jews that acted like Yitzchak Avinu, our father, who were ready to give their lives on the altar because they were Jews. It's easy for Yitzchak, who was brought up from a young age to worship HaKadosh Baruch Hu, God, out of dedication. And surely, when the time was right, he was ready to give up his soul and be enshrined on the Mizbeach of Hashem. On the other hand, for Abraham, it was an immeasurably difficult experience. For him, it was not something in the moment, but one that would last throughout his life. The more difficult test is not just to die for Kiddush Hashem, as unbelievable as that is, but to live for Kiddush Hashem. To return home after the binding as a bereaved man, knowing that he himself sacrificed and slaughtered his only son, the only son that he was promised by Hashem, Ki be'itzchak yikareh lecha zara, because in Isaac will call you a seed. And despite this, he's going to slaughter him with joy, without questions, without difficulty. This is the great test and the greatness of Abraham. This is why the Nisayon is written with regards to Abraham and not Yitzchak, because the test of life is more difficult than the test of death. Starting last evening, we mark the Day of Remembrance, Yom Hazikaron, for the martyrs of the IDF and the victims of hostilities and terror attacks. The bereaved families who lost their dearest, their test, unbearably difficult, because the experience is not momentary. The permanent, it is constant and will last for the rest of their lives. Although the years pass, that pain doesn't go away. It's the experience of life. And our job as Am Yisrael is tasked with painting their pain, standing by them, to support them, to help them, and assist them as much as we can in order to make their life experience easier for them in whatever way possible. May the souls of the members of the IDF who gave their lives up in service for their country, and may the victims of hostilities and terror be remembered forever, and may their memory be a blessing. Tehi nafsham tzerura b'tzor ha'chayim.